Hi everyone, I'm Juliane Nowe, and you're listening to the LadyNowe Show, where I feature conscious conversations about health, life, love, cannabis, yoga, spirituality, women's empowerment, and so much more. I believe a holistic life starts from the inside and is reflected like a movie projector out into your outside world. This is also a space where it's like having your best friend answer all your questions while sharing her best insights all in one. I'm so happy to have you here. And if you want more free content, mentoring options, or just to reach out and say hi, head to my website at LadyNowe.com. Starting next month, I am going to be hosting 2 different events. One will be on the first Tuesday of every month, and the other one will be on the second Tuesday of every month. These are great, affordable options for group coaching and group psychic reading and channeling sessions. You can also find all my services for Reiki, distance Reiki, yoga, heart healing, coaching, anything you could possibly need to heal, put you on the right track to transform your life and stay in alignment with your true self. You can find that at ladynowe.com/services or ladynowe.com/shop. I look forward to working with you, being a part of this journey, and lifting each other up to go exactly where we need to go. Good afternoon here. You are good morning, I think, on your end.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm 10:37 over here. So yeah, still kind of morning. It doesn't feel like it so much now. First day back to school and the hustle and bustle of, school morning and all that. So back into the school schedule.
I love that. So tell me and anyone who's listening, who's following, watching, etc., a little bit about you, who you are, and about your Ganja Mama Club.
Well, I am a, first off, cannabis lover of 20 years. I have used the plant as my only medicine for about 10. And cannabis lifestyle has been my life for about 20 years. So it's nice to see it getting all the recognition now and all the women coming out, and all the excitement around the plant, and I'm happy to be a part of it. In my journey, felt alone as a woman and using cannabis as my medicine, and I started Ganja Mama so I could meet some other women and connect on a deeper level. I was connecting with women at school and, other moms, but I felt like I could never really be myself and let them know, like, the other side of me, and that was cannabis.
Tell me what that's like for you, and I'm sure a lot of other moms and women can relate, like what it's like to talk about it at school or talk with other moms that kind of want to ask you, but they're scared to ask you. Like, what is that like, and how do those conversations go?
It feels good. I mean, now it's kind of weird for me because as growers too, for the last decade, I've been used to being underground. It's not something that you really put on display as a mom either, because you get judged. So putting myself out there has been empowering and scary at the same time. I'm have another mom's group that I joined when I moved to this town about 3 years ago. And just 6 months ago, I wore my shirt that said Survivor, and it had a leaf on it. And I knew that I was taking a chance because not all of them knew, too much about me. I hadn't put it out there yet. So I figured it was the perfect way to wear the shirt, let them see the leaf, and then have an open conversation. And it turned out to be a good conversation. And I had one of the moms ask me about CBD and cannabis for one of our first sons that was autistic. And then I had a couple other moms join in. And so the curiosity is there. It's, being the icebreaker, starting the conversation, and, being the one to put yourself out there to, show people that it does work as medicine. It is healing people. And, there's no shame in using it.
Amazing. For anyone that wants to talk about cannabis more or to advocate for themselves or for others, where would you tell them to start, and how would you tell them to go about doing that, whether it's articulating certain words or maybe just having a positive attitude or going out and looking for those groups? What would you tell those women
that are looking for support or don't know just yet?
Like where to go, but also like if they want to start advocating for themselves, like how can they start doing that? Is it just like speaking openly about it, or?
Yeah, I think it's just really being true to yourself, and knowing your body and knowing your family and knowing your kids and what is working for you and what isn't working for you. I mean, we trust the doctors so much to prescribe us, things for our bodies and tell us what to do and tell us about our health. We need to trust in ourselves. We need to start trusting our gut. We need to start being our own advocate, doing our own research, being our own detective. I mean, you have to question the doctors. You have to question, information that you're given. Just because, I've always been this way from the very beginning. It's just because somebody tells me something is so, I have to find out for myself, to believe it to be true and make my own, assessment on, does it work for me? Is it working for other people? What are the side effects? Is it worth it? And finding your voice too. I think for women right now is a big thing of knowing that it's okay to use the plant, that there are kids that are healing from it. There's women that are, getting off of pills and alcohol and other addictions because of the plant. And, it's, again, I think it's really like being true to yourself, of finding your voice and sticking to what and what is working, and reach out. I've just met a couple new girls in my area, which is exciting, that I'm going to meet up with. Reach out over Instagram, go on Facebook, type in cannabis groups on Google in your local area. Stay in tune with what's happening in your local town, laws and regulations and meetings, and check out your normal, chapter in your area. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do. It's really just, you have to put yourself out there, and that's the scary part of it. But once you do, it's so amazing. Like for me, I'm meeting so many amazing women now that I'm finally putting myself out there. And it's such a breath of fresh air to have all these women to talk to about cannabis now, because for the last 10 plus years, it's been mainly men in my circle, so it's super exciting to talk to you and, joining other forces and doing these speaking engagements. And it's very rewarding after all this time of kind of being alone in it, I feel like.
I think a lot of people can relate definitely to that about being alone. Like I remember, because here in Canada, there was a period that like there was that huge stigma on cannabis, and then slowly it transitioned to medical. So people were starting to become more open to talk about medical, but then recreational, no one wanted to talk about that. And I would be about it freely, and moms would be like, well, I just kind of like hide in my basement when after I drop my kid off. And I'm like, why are you hiding in there? Like, yeah, so I think
totally
people can relate to that. And I really love what you said about having to question the doctors, because that's part of my journey to cannabis and to health, to yoga. Those things are before I was just listening to the doctors and nothing was getting better, or things are getting worse. And it wasn't until I started asking my own questions and taking things in my own hands that things started getting different. And so I'm happy you brought that up and appreciate you talking about that.
Well, that gives me the chills, because that's my story too. Is I got I dove into this lifestyle of using cannabis as my only medicine and holistic healing and organic and cutting out the toxins and realizing that I was extremely toxic. And, you know, it's scary to go against the grain. It's scary to go against what the doctor's telling you that you should be doing, that you should be going to, you know, UCSF and you should get, you know, all these tests done. And then you should start taking this injection every day. And then here's some steroid treatment for you for a week. And, you know, none of it helped. None of it helped. And for me, I watched my dad go down that path and I was not about to do the same. I saw him try everything and it didn't work for him. Not saying that it doesn't for some people, you know, each in their own, to their own path and their journey, but this is my path. And, you know, my path is natural and holistic and organic lifestyle because my body and my genes are susceptible to the toxins that we are surrounded by these days.
What does your lifestyle look like now compared to even years ago? Like, what does a day in your life look like? Are you using like topicals or smoking or eating differently, or just what is your lifestyle like? Because it's nice to ask real people, because so many people will share, well, this is what I did today. And it's like this big positive thing or this one negative thing. And it's like, well, that's not your whole day. So being able to share an actual lifestyle is like, I find is more relatable. So just from someone who's real, what does your day in life really actually look like?
Well, life has kind of changed in the last year, I'd say. You know, for me and my family, we recently closed.
2019 is all about the year of new beginnings. So as I show up with this show, the YouTube show, the heart healing shows, free content every weekday morning as a show, you can follow me on LadyNowe, LadyNowe.com, my Instagram, LadyNowe, or also on Facebook under my name, Juliane Nowe, or the business page, LadyNowe. So you are up to date and receive every single day that content to keep you in your heart alignment, because I am so committed to showing up from the heart and living in this way that I have also created the tools for you to be in the presence of your greatness and of your hard work. And together, we are going to change our lives, and we are going to change other people's lives, and we are going to change the way this world works.
Business. So we're getting into our new normal. We had a hydro store. We recently closed that. And so we're on a new journey and a new path, and it seems like all kinds of things have opened up. A day in the life for me is I'm a stay-at-home mom. So it can be busy, it can be crazy, it can be loud and, you know, crying and hectic. And I definitely am a flower girl. I consume cannabis every day. I'm a smoker. I love my CBD. When I was trying to connect and it wasn't working, I'm like, okay, I need some CBD things to under my tongue now. I'm starting to get a little anxiety feeling, but I love CBD. I use that regularly, put it in my coffee with some coconut oil. I, you know, love to be in the garden and check on the plants, and I love succulents. So we spent some time outdoors. Yesterday we were doing yard work all day, mowing the lawn, which the kids love to be outside, and my son loves to do vegetable gardening and planting seeds. And I, you know, take my daughter to school, make my coffee, come home with my son. He's 4. So I'm kind of pretty much, I think I'm going to homeschool him. I'm trying to convince my daughter to take that route. Today was the first day back in school, and I was sad, and I know she was sad, and I see the hustle and bustle of everybody in the morning, and it's been so nice this last 3 weeks to have her home and, you know, doing crafts and being artistic and being outside and playing in the rain when it was raining. So I usually come home and do some schooling with my son, and or take him to his kindergarten class outside, which is really cool. And, you know, just mom stuff, cleaning, talking to people like amazing women like you, doing what I can from home, trying to connect. So I've been able to put myself out there more in the last year since we closed our last, chapter. And my husband's been home more, which has been great. And he's been able to connect with the kids more, which has allowed me to, kind of have more of my own time and venture out a little bit. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, just a normal girl trying to get through the day with her kids and family and cannabis,
Yes, exactly. Trying to keep some like harmony in there.
Yeah, and trying to teach them as much as I can, because I truly believe, the more you know, the more you educate yourself. Knowledge is truly power. I've learned that over the years with my own experience of just, life and my health. And the more I learned about cannabis, the more you're more power you have to help yourself and help other people. And I think that is really part of my journey too, is being able to put myself out there, helping educate any other women or moms that need it or that want to know, and tell women that they can grow their own medicine. If, your state allows it, your county allows it, then try. I encourage you to try, because if I had to buy all my medicine, I wouldn't be able to afford it.
Yes.
Exactly. It's gotten extremely expensive, and for the amount that I smoke or use for topicals or edibles or whatever, it just, I wouldn't be able to do it. So I'm thankful that I have that skill, that I can grow the strains that I like, and I can use the medicine that works for me and that attacks my, chronic pain and inflammation in my brain and in my spine. And I'm just so grateful for it. I'm grateful for everything that is happening right now, and this just positive, uplifting, empowering vibe that the women have going right now. It's so refreshing to have women to talk to and see in the space.
How did you learn how to grow your medicine?
Well, my husband definitely has been one of my biggest teachers. Yeah, one of my biggest teachers. And he pretty much started, he started our organic garden as soon as I got diagnosed with a health issue. And, we started on that path. And that's pretty much what started it, was the organic garden. And he was in love with it. And he grew vegetables, and we started juicing. And then he's like, well, I want to know, where your cannabis is coming from. It's got to be clean. I want to make sure there's no mold. I want, because he knew, friends and that grew, and he would help. And so he kind of knew the other side to it of what could actually be going into it and harmful. And so then he jumped on that bandwagon, and he grew me, safe, clean cannabis for my medicine, and then started making tinctures. Mm-hmm. And tinctures are amazing, which was when I felt the wave of relief, because he always told me, if you have the right dose, you'll feel relief with almost instantly, within like 6 seconds. And I was like, really? I was kind of skeptical on it. And finally, when I was like, and what had one of the worst, I call it brain aches, because it's not a migraine, it's when I have inflammation. And when I had my worst one of those and was in extreme pain, nothing else was helping, he gave me some tincture, and I could feel the wave of relief come over me. It was amazing. And that night I was like, this is healing. This truly is medicine. I started smoking at 14. Now, when I was smoking at 14, it wasn't medicinal, and then I realized, well, yeah, it kind of is, because I had anxiety. I had a lot of doubt in my head, and that helped calm it and quiet it, and kind of gave me confidence to like step into myself and quiet those voices of doubt. But that night I was really like, okay. And then, you see Charlotte's Web story and Jaden's journey and all these children. It's just amazing that what the doctors have tried to do and tried to help, and then sent them home and said, we can't help you anymore. And then they turn to cannabis, and they're healing, and it's giving them life.
That's beautiful. What do you post in the Ganja Mama Club, and what support is there, and where can people find that community support with you?
I hope that with Ganja Mama, it would be widely available to moms to connect with each other. I would love to do like one big event, have a big Ganja Mama gala, and just invite all these, right? Invite all these women that I'm meeting, that are, far away in Texas or Canada or wherever you are. Like, I mean, I would just love to be face to face in the same room. I started my Ganja Mama flowers too, which I started the online store, a little Etsy shop. And that's, yeah. And so, I'm very creative. And since I'm home, I like to stay busy and we're always doing crafts and stuff. And so, I'm making handmade kind of headpieces and clips and more to come, I'll be adding to it. Just kind of getting the word out and going and doing more speaking events and, podcasts and just sharing whatever knowledge that I have to help any other mom to feel better about herself and not be ashamed that she uses cannabis. I was, in the closet for so long in the 90s, in the 2000s, even being 21, everyone wanted to go to the bar. I wanted to go home and take a bong hit, and it was like, how come you never come out with us? Well, it's not my thing. I was always, smoking weed or whatever you want to call it. There's so many names these days.
Yes. What is your website, and are you just on Instagram, just so people can find you?
I'm on Instagram at Ganja Mama Club, and then I also have the Etsy shop, which is Ganja Mama Flowers. I don't have my website yet. I'll be working on that, and more things to come. See what I come up with next. Sure. You can also find me though on Toketivity Connect. I'm also one of their online teachers. So I have a class on there where you can go and it's how to, plan your grow. It's kind of the beginning thoughts of all of it. If you want to do it indoor or outdoor, and there's, a lot of different things that can go into either one. So it gives you to think about before you invest your time and your money. And that's exciting. Love the Girls of Toketivity. And possibly might be at an Elementa gathering at the end of this month in the Central Valley.
Perfect. Any final words of wisdom, tips, info that you'd like to share with the community?
Oh, just be yourself, ladies. Believe in yourself. Trust your gut. Lean on your fellow gal. Lift her up. Let her lift you up. I think as women, we have a hard time asking for help sometimes. We can't always do it all, and that's okay. There's going to be bumps in the road, but I think it's, it's how you carry yourself through the journey and with what happens to you, and, just trying to stay positive and, follow your path. And if you ever need anyone to talk to about cannabis or questions or, support, feel free to message me, and I would definitely be happy to talk to you and, see if I can help.
Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today, and I'm glad this all worked out. And
I know
your positive attitude, and I can just see you just motivating so many others. And it's so cool that you know how to grow good cannabis. That's awesome. Well, thank you.
Well, thank you so much.